Explore the unofficial world of DPRK-inspired apparel at NK News Shop. Dive into a captivating collection of North Korea-themed t-shirts, hoodies and more at the NK News Shop. From the popular Daedonggang beer t-shirts to the adventurous Air Koryo designs, each piece offers a unique glimpse into aspects of the DPRK you'll be familiar with. Featuring retro travel-inspired prints of Pyongyang's landmarks and brands, our apparel is 100% handcrafted in the USA. Support independent journalism with every purchase. Explore our range today at shop.nknews.org. That's shop.nknews.org. Hello, listeners, and welcome to the NK News podcast. I'm your host, Jacco Zwetsloot, and this episode was recorded via StreamYard on Monday, the 9th of September, 2024. And joining me via StreamYard from her home in the United Kingdom is Jihyun Park. She is an author, an activist, and a campaigner for North Korean human rights based in the United Kingdom. She works to raise awareness of the human rights abuses in North Korea, including forced labor, arbitrary detention, and torture. She has a book that you can find called The Hard Road Out, One Woman's Escape from North Korea. And you can find her on Twitter, where she is active at Jihyun Park 7. And we'll include a link to that in the show notes. Welcome on the show, Jihyun.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So I thought today we would talk a little bit about the Global Korea Forum that happened in Seoul last week, and then talk about your life in North Korea and how you got out of North Korea to the United Kingdom, and then about human rights activism, and then finally about your new career in British politics. So let's start with the Global Korea Forum. What did you think about the Global Korea Forum?
The 2024 Global Korea Forum, like previous forums, aimed to address important global issues, but not only this year, every year it seems to have missed the mark of many attendees. The key issues wasn't necessarily the lack of female panelists, but rather the forum's limited understanding of complex global issues, especially concerning the Korean Peninsula. So it is apparent that many of the discussions were framed through the lens of academics and elites, focusing on topics like Korean unification without fully grasping the deeper underlying challenges. So in particularly the political ideology of North Korea, which has sustained a dictatorship for over 70 years, was not adequately addressed. While diplomatic and politics are central to any unification discourse, the forum lacked insight into why the regime has maintained its grip on power for so long. So the one glaring issues was the speculative discussions about the potential collapse of the Kim Jong-un regime within the next 3 years, as if unification was imminent. Yeah. So this sort of discourse is not only detached from reality, but also reflective of outdated unification narratives that fail to consider the complexities to today's geopolitical landscape. So I found the forum's approach disappointing, as it seems to rehash older ideas rather than other fresh, insightful perspectives on the path forward. So, the Goethe once said that life does not speed; it is a direction. So, Global Forum let us know the thinking not only remained us forums, but finished the forum we didn't know what we are thinking and what is kind of keywords give to us demanded. So that is really disappointed my view.
I see. So there were, of course, a lot of criticism here in South Korea in the media and on social media about the lack of women involved. But you're focusing more on the content itself, and you're saying that the forum lacked insights and analysis. Yeah, I'm curious about. I did not go to the Global Korea Forum myself, but I know that many of the speakers there have been analyzing and observing North Korea, not just for a few years, but some of them for decades. Why do you think it is that they miss the point about North Korea? How is that possible to study North Korea so deeply for so long, but to miss the point?
The reasons that is many academics and politicians they not focus about North Korea politics is especially Juche ideology and the Ten
Mm-hmm.
Commandment. How this is politics, this ideology controlled not only North Koreans, they also control the South Koreans too. But it's politics academics never think about that. They only mention that nuclear weapons or
Mm-hmm.
diplomatic issues or regime is example is Kim Jong Un is his healthy problems, so he
Yep.
can't survive on next 3 years. That is not is issues, is unification issues, and also unification is not only political issues. That is human issues. You know that for myself, I'm also is a politician too. But when I think about the unification, that is
Yes.
not political issues. That is human issues. But South Korea always talked about the unifications. They without the North Korean people and also South Korean people. They only talked about that is politics. That is
Okay.
problems. It's global problem. It's a problem issues. Always is politics. So that's why many Korean people not interested in these problems.
Wait. So let me understand. Help me to understand here. Are you saying that the forum has too much politics or not enough politics?
Too much politics.
Okay, but didn't you also say, maybe I misunderstood, didn't you say that academics at the forum do not understand North Korean politics?
Yes, yeah. It's you know that when they always is think about the it's academics and the politicians, they think about the North Korea as normal country, but North Korea is not normal country. They totalitarian dictatorship over 70 years. You know, there is Russia. They is the communism countries collapsed down 1992, and
Mm-hmm.
in China also communism country controlled until the end of 1980s. But they opened the economics, so it's people is freely they is a economic market in inside China or something that. But North Korea they never they different is a ideology and the politics in Russia and China. So we have to understand that is a comment. Why that is different? We have to understand first this one. But it's in South, many academics and the politics, they share it is a different view and different history issues. And so most the issues that they not listen to our voice first because we are survivor and we are
Mm-hmm.
witness in these countries. So we know I know that we are not got some great qualifications or something that we are not graduated famous universities, but experience better than is the academic is the paper worlds. Is experience really important, but many academics not listen to our voice first. So that is problems.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about representation of North Korean people more generally in public discussion about North Korea. First of all, let's talk just about in South Korean domestic discussion. So, in domestic politics, in domestic media, do you think that North Koreans have sufficient voice?
I think it is still not because I know it's now it's in South Korea more than 35,000 North Korean escapees lives in South Korea, but still we
Mm-hmm.
divided is different classics. You know the elite groups, middle groups, and normal is the citizens groups in North Korean escapees. So in media or academics and the politics, they only interested in the elitist voice. I know that the elitist voice also important. They know the more than to us about inside the North Korea politics systems and the diplomatic systems, but they not too much understand the North Korean people lives because in North Korea divided two different ways. One is Pyongyang side, and one is
Mm-hmm.
normal citizens side. So Pyongyang citizens, they don't understand this normal people life. So
Mm.
the Pyongyang city is only 200,000 people lives in Pyongyang city, and among 20 million people lives in outside country, outside Pyongyang. So
Yeah.
which one is understand which one is real life in North Korea? So it's the media and the newspapers, they not too much is the interesting about the real North Koreans citizens life. They only interested in the elites, or who is background is better than is normal citizens or something that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's they divided all North Korean people. So nowadays could be many people is the better than is the in South Korea 35 North Korean refugees. Some people
35,000.
they
Yeah.
yeah. So some people they have learned different skills and the histories better than
Mm-hmm.
elites or better than another people, but they never care about such issues. Yeah.
Do you think that North Korean refugees living in South Korea are able to participate in decisions that are made about their own future?
I think that is the unfortunately is the North Koreans, whether escapees or those still living under the regime, have a very limited ability to participate in decision about their own future. I think so because it's inside North Korea. There is particularly true that those still in North Korea, regime controls every aspect of life and suppressed any from dissent independent thoughts. So in North Korea side, they always control the independent life and thinking everything. So inside the North Korean people, they not too much think about that is in future's life. They only think about the nowadays, this moment
Mm-hmm.
life. Yeah. And in South Korea, it's a situation is so much better than in North Korea, but still the significant barrier when it comes to participating in decisions about the future. Example is language barrier, economic
Mm-hmm.
barrier, and they don't understand much more about is the capitalism systems, something that. So that is a barrier still concerning their life and is at the moment. So we have to is cut off this barrier, but still these societies, how do they is cut off this barrier and teaching the something is some that they yeah, this is problems at the moment. Yeah.
Now, what about in international settings, where usually, but not always, English is the language of sort of international forums and places like that? Do North Korean voices have enough chance to speak there?
No, yet. The example is 2018 when I visited is Hague, the in Netherlands International
Yes.
Criminal Court. So I
Ah.
shared about North Korea issues, and that they have got many diplomatics attended this event. So most diplomatics they didn't know what happened in North Korea. So
Mm-hmm.
I was shocking, and then I just posted my words in my Facebook. Is the why our voice is still lack or something that. So some North Korean people argue to me because it's
Mm.
we shared that there's a lot of issues last 20 years. Why they didn't know that? So that is
Mm.
problems. They shared only Korean language, but it's all
Ah.
over the world. They listen to only English. They not reading
Yep.
or listen to the Koreans. Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is my experience. So I just is still think about that our voice is still lack of internationally. So that's why North Korea last 70 years they just is a criminal issues. So I can mention that is a Korean War or something that. So it's big issues. There is the famine in 1990s. That is not famine. That is genocide in happening in North Korea. But is the
Ah.
world is still not to understand these issues. They only talked about the starvations of that is could be yes South Africa or some countries they happening these issues. Or some people say that oh when 1960s we also hunger. So they only think about the same issues in history, or when they may hunger or something that they never think about that is massive killings happening in North Korea, it's genocide happenings. So that
Yeah.
is first is my perspective, and also we usually speak about China is a cultural revolution issues, 1960s when mayor in China, but these cultural revolutions started in North Korea first. In 1956, when Kim Il Sung mentioned Kim Il Sung published that is anti-revolution issues, and then they just collected every the Soviet Union books or Westerners books, everything they just is fired, and then they started is Juche ideology, you know. Yeah, so
Mm.
that is happening in North Korea first, but it's many countries world they didn't understand that. They only knew that is cultural revolution is started in China, but not just started in China. It's started in North Korea first. So that is all histories, but the many North Koreans we are to say is a lack of is the voices is especially not to speak English. So we
Mm.
cannot share these issues in this world.
Right. I want to talk about your life in North Korea and your journey out of North Korea. How and why did you decide to leave North Korea the first time?
So I was the really political person. Yeah, because my father was work party member, and
Mm.
my father was really proud his life. So every month he wrote about his party is card in his belly, and there's a lead card in his belly because he said every month they paid his a party's fee, and also they have got some events in the company. So I just really envy to my father. So my dream was, I was when I was growing up, I also joined work parties. Yeah, so that
You
is
wanted to join the
my
Korean Workers' Party.
yes, yeah, yeah. So that is my child dream. And then when I graduated the university, I started my school work. So I was really proud myself, and I was really proud my regime is Kim Il Sung and Kim Jong Il, because
Mm.
I was brainwashed child, and I learned about that is socialism is nothing to envy, and the socialism is a great country. So in North Korea, it's not only great country, it's a great country in a world. Yeah,
The
in a
greatest in
world.
the world. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I was really proud. I was born in socialism country. So that time is I didn't understand what is socialisms, what the capitalism, what is communism. I didn't understand this ideology meanings. The democratic meanings. I never understand, and also I didn't understand this. My country name is Democratic People's Republic of Korea. That is English. I
Hmm.
didn't know that. Yeah, so I didn't understand much more about the is democratic meanings, everything that. So I was proud, but in 1990s started this massive killing happening in North Korea. We call it massive famine. So my
Hmm. Yep.
uncle died of starvations in front of me, and I saw my student died of starvation in street. And every day I heard my neighbors who died of starvations. But this moment, we never mentioned that people died of starvation. We only said that people died of illing. Yeah,
People
we
died
never
of
yeah,
illness.
yes, yeah. We never mentioned that it's starvation,
Ah.
because it's the North Korea mentioned that socialisms, no one died of starvations, because we are to say it's a nothing to envy country. There's capitalism is many bigger and hunger people. They lived in street, but the socialism people never street or something that. But we all is a street people and orphans. They separated families, but that's the issue. So that time is not affected too much me. Is escaped North Korea, because I continued to believe that is a religion. But one day in 1997, when my younger brother came to home, because he was serving the military at the moment, but he
Yeah.
came to home and he had problems. The reasons that is he was his five members. They have got groups. It's kind of business groups, and they earn the money, earn this loyalty money. But once but it's North Korea economics all collapsed down. So their business was failed and they didn't pay this loyalty money to government. So this is problems, political problems in North Korea. So that's why the five members all ran out. So my younger brother too ran out. But first he came to home. He told to us he was a vacation. But usually in North Korea, military started the vacation. They not alone come to home. Is two or one soldiers is with them because it's they just is looking for what do they do in their hometown or something that
Mm-hmm.
they just is controlled our life. But that time my younger brother alone came to home, so I talked about that. Oh, that is a limited food and the lack of food in our country, so that's why not to follow the another soldiers. I was talked about that is only easy, simply. But 2 days after, is the two soldiers came to my house and then they just started searching my younger brother in my
Mm.
house, in my areas, or is the my town. Then we understood that is problems in my brother. So then they one day they catch up my brother and they already beaten to him is almost deadly. So I was
Oh,
shocking.
they beat your brother almost to death.
Yes, yeah, it's all blood. Yeah, almost dead.
Mm-hmm.
So then, my brother went to the, with the his soldiers and went to his military. But the day after, he escaped again because he escaped
Oh,
in train on the train. So
yeah,
train is the electric is gone and they usually it's stopped. It's 1 day or 2 day. We didn't know, and
yeah.
also train is no window. So my younger brother escaped again because he knew that he if he went to the his groups and then he does his executions. So that's why he escaped again. So then my father understood, quickly understood. And then my father told me that you have to leave this country and save your brother. But that
Mm.
time is my father condition was really bad. He was is a hemorrhaged and he couldn't to move. So
Oh,
I waited my father conditions. If my father condition is better, I wanna live with him. But my father condition is worse, and then he couldn't speak, he couldn't open his eyes, but he only just his breath. Yeah, he couldn't deaf. He couldn't deaf. So nowadays I talked about that is my father waited to us leave this country. So that is the first reasons I left North Korea. I wanted to save my younger brother because that was
mm-hmm.
my father's last wish. So I still don't know is when my father passed away and the
Oh,
way he was growing up is at the graves. So the next week is on Monday is South Korea's Chuseok. So I'm
yes,
just saying, yeah. So I'm really missing my father. So that is my unification issues. That one day I wanted
right.
to go North Korea. I want to found my father's grave and
Mm-hmm.
give to them to say one to say I want to bring that is the alcohol to my father's grave, and yeah,
Ah,
that
yes.
is
You want to
my
do
reasons.
the
Yeah, yeah,
ceremony, the ancestor ceremony at your father's
yeah.
grave. Mm. So in 1998, you crossed over from North Korea into China, where, and I'm going to fast forward a little bit here because people can read your book to hear the full story. That book, once again, is called The Hard Road Out. In 1998, you crossed into China. You were sold to a Chinese farmer with whom you had a son, and then at some point you were discovered and arrested and returned from China to North Korea, and amazingly, you managed to escape again. So you've actually left North Korea two times. In China, again, you found your son and you made the journey through Mongolia across the Gobi Desert. Now, that's a very unusual and rare route because a lot of these days, most refugees from North Korea escape all the way through China to Southeast Asia, and then finally they come to South Korea. Why and how did you go through Mongolia across the Gobi Desert?
Yeah, it's me and my son wanted to go South Korea. The is that I've got this information from Chinese prison in 2 month prisons. When I arrested in China and I went to the 2 month prison and I met many North Koreans in prisons. So
Ah.
they shared different ideology. How did they started this journey to South Korea? So they have got lots of informations, that I've
Mm-hmm.
got in prisons. So first time is I wanted to go South Korea because it's the in China before in 1998 when I arrived in China, I didn't know that is South Korea issues. I still talked about that is South Korea is my enemy. South Korea
Mm.
is American colony, and they
Mm-hmm.
also full country. But when I arrived in China, the many people they go to the South Korea and
Yeah.
earn the money and they come back to China and they build a new house and they just is rich people. Life is rich. So
Mm.
I talked about that is China. They had lots of food, but why
Mm-hmm.
they earned money in South Korea? First, it was my question because
Yeah.
South Korea is American colony. They just is a poor country. How do they earn the money? But after they shared more information, how South Korea is growing up and how South Korea is beautiful or something that, but that's only I just heard from them. So first time is I didn't is trusted much more about the Chinese people said something that, but in prison is North Koreans they sharing the different issues, the South Korea issues. So I believed that South Korea is rich country or great country. So that's why I wanted to go South Korea, but my journey was failed everywhere. Is first
Ah.
I went to the Qingdao, and they
Mm-hmm.
have got the South Korea constitutions. So when I found
Consulate.
out, yeah, yes, yeah, but they is South Korea. They just is a pop floor. Yeah, not is the house is apartment. It is pop floor is
Mm.
South Korean's constitutions. So I can't enter the is post pro because we have to go elevator first. But
Yep.
before is Chinese police checked our passport or ID card or
Mm.
something that. But I had no passport or no ID card because I was a statelessness person. So then I went to the Beijing, and in Beijing I know that is the big is South Korea embassy, but also same in front there is the South is Chinese police. They check the
Mm-hmm.
is the yeah same thing. So I contacted into South Korea is embassy. I wanted to go South Korea. Please help me, and they said
Yep.
that you have to come to inside first.
Ah.
Yeah, so I was really angry. How can I into there? Yeah. So
Yes.
that times I didn't understand this embassy meanings, outside embassy or inside embassy. This meanings I didn't understand. So I
Mm-hmm.
was really angry. And then we met the another North Koreans in front of the embassy because they also wanted to go South Korea, but
Yep.
they also same situations that they can't into there. So then one person mentioned that we went to go Mongolia. So that is our ideas, not my ideas. That is people ideas. So then we went to the Near Mongol first, is the by bus, and then
Uh-huh. To
we arrived
Inner
in Near
Mongolia.
Mongol. Yes, yeah. And we saw that is a Chinese border and Mongolia border. Yes, so that's why we went to the Mongolia. But Mongolia was we failed our journeys. The reasons that we didn't know, we have no is broker or something that, so
Ah.
nobody know that is the Mongolia journey, and we didn't know the where is the Ulaanbaatar, where is the South Korea embassy, and we didn't speak any Mongolias or
Yes.
something that, yeah. So we arrived in Mongolia is border areas, so it was a desert. It's my
Oh,
first time
yes.
experience in desert.
Yeah.
My opinion is that desert means white sand or something that
Mm-hmm.
is kind of beautifully, but it's
Yeah.
Mongolia desert is not beautiful,
Ah.
cold, no trees or something that. So then people said that if we lost ways, we could be went to the Russia because it's
Yes.
Mongolia border and the Russia Chinese border is near there. So was really we were really scared. So we
Mm.
couldn't move 3 days these places. Then our food is gone, water's gone, cold. So we came back to China again. came back to China, and then 2007 I met American Korean pastor, and he said that in 2008 is Beijing Olympic is happen. So now
Mm.
is Chinese government started searching out illegal people who lives in China. So especially North Koreans too. So if you need my help, I want to help you into the United Nations. So I have to. That is my choice. It could be last chance or something that. So I just say yes, I need your help. But that
Mm-hmm.
times that I didn't understand the United Nations meanings. I talked about that United Nations also some of the broker groups or something that.
Ah.
Yeah, but when I went to the first time I have one chance is choice. The United Nations asked to us which country do you want to go? Is
Oh, so this
America,
was a
South?
United Nations, what, refugee office in
Yes, yeah.
Mongolia?
No, in China. Is that
Oh, in
moment is
China. Okay.
yes, yeah.
Ah,
It's until the 2012 this the office is in China, but
yeah.
after it disappeared. Yeah. So that's
Ah,
why I just they give us a chance. It's the
yes.
first time my chance, my choice. I want to choose Europe. Is England.
Ah, so why did you decide to go to England rather than South Korea? How did that happen?
The reasons that is first, if I understood what means United Nations, I could be choose South Korea, but I didn't understand the United Nations that times meanings because it's in North Korea never mentioned the United Nations, or Chinese people also don't know United Nations meanings. So my view also United Nations kind of broker. So then my experience when I arrested in China and went to the North Korea. In North Korea, security police asked to us three questions. So first question was, do you visit the church? Or
Mm-hmm.
do you met the Christians? And also third one is they journeys to South Korea, but they failed and sent back to North Korea. So we totally I just is witness and the experience that these people send the political prisons. That is my eyewitness and my body experience. Everything is security prison camp. So I was really scared. That time is the not only me is my son and my husband is I met in during Mongolia journeys. The from South Korea, Beijing to Mongolia. I met
Mm-hmm.
my husband in this journey. So now that time is we had family, not individuals. So if I choose South Korea or something that we failed, is families, all families choose executions. So that's why it's that times I just is simply talked about that if I choose England and then failed after arrested in some way and repatriated to North Korea, this these issues could be less than South or America journey. I just only
Ah.
talked about it simply because England is not enemy in North Korea. Yeah,
Right. So
not.
you chose England because you thought it was less danger. The journey was less dangerous and less difficult than going to South Korea. And now
Mhm.
you've lived in England for several years. You are one of the few North Korean refugees who didn't come to South Korea. You went straight to England. And I want to talk about your human rights activism. How did you become involved in activism for North Korean human rights?
I arrived in the UK 2008, so I never talked about that I became human rights activist because it's human rights, women's rights, children's rights, or universal declaration issues. Everything is unfamiliar words for me. I didn't learn everything that is from North Korea or in China. And also in the UK, I didn't speak English, so I didn't understand everything that. But is one question is changed my life. This question is not somebody. That is questions from my son. That
Mm.
my son. So he asked me that, mommy, that is 5 years old memories when he was 5 years old. I repatriated to North Korea and he alone in China. So he said that is 5 years old memory. why did you abandon me and leave
Mm.
me? So when I heard this question, I didn't say directly, oh, I didn't abandon you. I didn't say, I just cried
Mm.
because I never talked about that my son had these painful questions and the painful
Yeah.
memories he has got. I never talked about that. I only talked about that I was a victim. I was a really painful person because I was lost my family. I was human trafficking, repatriated to North Korea, stayed in prison. So I was just only victims. I only talked about that. That is kind of nowadays I would talked about that I was really selfish. Yeah. But when I heard these questions, I just is cried and then question for myself why my sons talked about these questions. Why many North Korean mother heard about these questions.
Mm.
Mothers never abandoned our child. Mother never left leave to them. Mothers always love my child. But many North Korean children, they think about the same questions. Not this is not only my son's question. So this question is changed my life. Not nobody asked me, you have started, you have to speak about the North Korean human rights. No one is controlled my this
Mhm.
the human rights issues. So then I just is reflected my life in North Korea and then United Kingdom's life. You know, it's totally is the hell and heaven different life. And then I just is talked about that many voiceless people, especially my son, they need somebody voice and telling our
So you're
stories
you're
in the
giving
world.
a voice to the voiceless people. Yes. Now, what kind of activities do you do to promote human rights in North Korea?
I usually speak about the women's and the children's human rights issues because that is all my experience. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
or and also first few years I only speak about my experience and the women's and children's life. Because that time is I was lack knowledge about the world issues, and also international law, everything that. So I would just is learning, studied myself, and every is still the I've learned. Yeah, I still the lack of knowledge. But then I've learned everything, and I just is sharing the differently. Same is the women's and the children's issue, but also is add more is the global issues. Example is modern slavery issues, yeah, and the statelessness issues. Yeah, everything is I just is art is the my activities work. So I'm just is North Korea human rights issues, not only North Korean issues, that is world human rights issues. So
Mm.
we have to put these global issues, example is modern slavery issues and the statelessness issues. Every year the companies publish the report, but still they not mention the North Korea and its issues. But it's 4 years ago, I first time published modern slavery issues in world report about
Ah.
North Korea human rights issues. Yeah. And then nowadays, I'm just mentioned it statelessness issues because it's many people said that is North Korean people is North Korea's DPRK. So we are citizen. They just is think about the normal citizens. But in North Korea, we have got to see is North Korea law. They have got different. One is Pyongyang city law. It's differently. How is Pyongyang citizens lives in Pyongyang or something that. So that every countries they have, especially in the UK, they have not is London citizens law. We have to is all citizens law.
Mm.
The citizens living, but in North Korea they have got the Pyongyang citizens law. They separated different law. And the Pyongyang citizens, they have got a different ID card, Pyongyang citizen card. So this is the issue. This is meaning is the normal North Korean people. We have got is 공민증, is a identification, but that is only slavery card. That is only number. What is numbers? My slavery numbers in there. So North Korean government, they law we have got free to get passport, but North Korean government never give us passport. So
Mm.
this is the nowadays slavery issues, modern slavery issues, and also part of statelessness issues. Yes. So when now you know that we usually talk about that is the repatriation issues. Is North Koreans repatriated from China to South Korea. So many NGOs and the United Nations mentioned the just 1951 refugees issues. So I'm just plus that is 1954 when they published the statelessness issues, you know, the global issues. I want to put it together.
Hmm.
So I'm just is asked to is Mike Kirby or something that these issues. I just say that North Koreans modern slavery and statelessness people something that. So Mike Kirby is yeah. I think 70% he agreed my work yeah, is issues. So
Wow.
that is that my voice is go off and
Yeah.
tell the people is not North Korea only Korea issues. That is global issues.
So, Jihyun, let me ask you, do you think it's possible to achieve more in the area of North Korean human rights while living in the United Kingdom than it is in South Korea?
I think so, yes, because it's first is the I would speak English. You know, I know it's my English is not perfect. There's still many problems, but I'm just is the speak English. The reason this is a big opportunity, big achievement for me because I
Mm.
shared my opinions in a world, and then I argue is the some of the issues from government side or is it academic side. You know, normal angel side. Yeah. So this is opinions we growing up, you know, our ideas and then improved our works. So yeah, so learning to English that is more achievement in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, a couple of years ago, you joined the British Conservative Party and you ran for election in the local elections in the United Kingdom. Why did you do that?
You know, there is the South Korea is the same, and the United Kingdom also same. We now live in diversities, not only UK citizens or something that is diversity lives. So it's we have got the different societies. So in the United Kingdom also we just is kind of divided United Kingdom citizens and the
Hmm.
immigrations and the refugees. So mostly people think about that is my I know it's my background is refugees, but now I am citizen. But most
Yeah.
people think about that I'm just is still this refugees societies. So that is kind of first is my problems. I continue to live in refugees societies. I can't see is different views and different is skills and different knowledges. I can't learning everything that. So I'm just is wanted to learn about British cultures and British politics because that is not only Britons, that is could be world issues. So my politics started just is s- uh, shouting in a British people, "Hello, I am here." So
Mm.
that is a kind of message because I am not just a silent person. I'm just a speaking person. I have a human, so I have my voice, but somebody is can't listen to our voice. So
Mm.
I'm just is knocking the their doors. Hello, I am here. I wanted to join your societies. Please open your door. So that is meanings. I'm just is join this first is party, and then second reason is you know the my freedom journey is from 1998 to 2008. It's a 10 years journey. So
Yes.
I see that is the first is conservatives and the labor parties. So I know it's the first time the labor party example is the labor party. Yeah, it's first time they give to us beautiful swimming pool. Yeah, you know, that is a luxury. It's kind of really lovely, but just only they give us a swimming pool, and many people lives in one is the swimming pool side. So they never is a cut off the disease barrier because if cut off and the water is gone out, so life is gone. So that is limited knowledges give to me is work is the Labour Party, but the Conservative Party gives me road. So that road is not only luxury. That is sometimes really dangerous. Sometimes we failed, but this road is give to me opportunities and challenges, and also telling me never give up. Keep your going to your journey. So and also values is they just is great values. Family is first, and then individuals and the freedom and the justice. So they just
Mm.
clearly telling me what is the conservative values and the conservatives. So that's why I joined the Conservative Party.
And what did you learn from the experience of running for election? And would you do
Oh
it again?
no, I just yes, yeah, I wanna do again. So my experience, especially my hometown in Delhi, we have got that is a totally not only British people in here, the Christians, Muslims, and the Jewish people, they live in together. It's a big Muslim is the societies and the second
Mm-hmm.
largest Jewish societies in my hometown. So
Mm.
first is I've learned that how different religion people lives in same country, same places, and how their neighbors, yeah, so we sometimes we learned that is the immediate published that Muslim people hated Jewish people hated something. We just is learning that about all religion people hated different religion or something that. But my experience what is totally different. They never hate each other, so they help together, and they respected their religions. So that is the first I've learned that in when I started my is the local campaigns. So I was really surprised and my eyes is open. Yeah. So that is could be one day we unifications, we just is the North and the South Korean unifications. We have to give to them chances. Religions. Religion is their freedom. So we are not controlled. You have to join the Christian groups. You have to join or something. We not push it to them that. Yeah. So that is I've learned that is the first my campaign in my area.
Thank you. And do you also include activism for North Korean human rights in your political work?
Yeah, I wanted to say that add one more. That is the back to global forum. The is the they have got is the women's teams in the organization, women's teams in global forum. So I'm just is only I just is mentioned there about that is the is global forum and the unification. That is not sports competitions. So I still don't understand why they divided the women's groups or women's teams or something that. That is my question is that is why man is not interested in the women's the issues or something that because I to see that the women's human rights is the uh, activities the reasons that women's rights are often reflection of the broader human rights situation in our country.
Mm.
To truly understand our nation's politics, economics, culture, and educational landscapes, we must first look at the status of women within the society. But Korean unification discussions often become is the polarized along gender lines or academics background. So they just is divisions is first is problems. So I know it's the first time I just is sometimes I just is think about that is for example in South Korea household, the man is often their responsibility is family finances, and then women take on crucial role educations they choose. So they just is clapping together, and they just is growing up their generations, yeah, in bright life in future. So that is a kind of unification. So we work collaborative work, not man. I know it's most man is they work really hard. It's not is discrimination of man. Man is work really hard, but they can't work alone. We work together. So you have to think about the North Korea. So North Korea government always said that is females. We have got one wheel, revolutions wheels in one side wheel, or women's are flowers, or something that is they North Korea politics. Lots of mention the women's issues. They made Mother's Day, and also they opened this the Mother's Conference, not men's conference, Mother's Conference. And
Mm-hmm.
then Kim Jong Un also bring his daughter and his sister. Yeah, that is meanings is the Kim Jong Un is not showed to us is North Korea politics work together, something, but they never work together. But why is North Korea is always mentioned when 2014 is North Korea human rights report came out? It first is then North Korea government published women's human rights issues. That is the first reasons this is back in the world. Why they mention the women's issues? Because it's women are quickly changed. The reasons in 1990s when it's massive killings happening in North Korea. So women is quick changed. They started market systems and they understand quickly capital systems, and then they got the information quickly and they have thinking, changed their mind. So women have lots of ideas, but it's still there is the world not including that is women's is the activities and women's ideologies. So I'm just now thinking about that is Margaret Thatcher, that mentioned that if
Margaret
women,
Thatcher, yes.
yes, yeah, if you have issues, ask to women. Yeah. So this
Ah,
means women is quickly ideas, quickly solving problems, but this world is still not accept many women's issues. Yeah.
hmm.
So unification is not only political, diplomatic, or man issues. That is
Hmm.
including women's issues.
Oh, that's certainly very interesting. I'm afraid that's where we're going to have to finish our interview for today. I want to thank you once again, Jihyun Park, for coming on the NK News podcast, and I wish you all the best with your endeavors in activism and in politics.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to a new realm of insights into the Korean Peninsula. At Korea Risk Group, we delve deep into the complexities of North and South Korea, offering bespoke analyses that empower decision makers. Whether you're in government, business, or academia, our tailored solutions provide clarity in an opaque region. Let our team guide your strategy with data-driven insights and on-the-ground intelligence. Step into a world of informed decision-making and visit KoreaRiskGroup.com today. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our podcast episode for today. Our thanks go to Brian Betts and Alana Hill for facilitating this episode, and to our post-recording producer genius Gabby Magnuson, who cuts out all the extraneous noises, awkward silences, bodily functions, and fixes the audio levels. Thank you, and listen again next time.